So this is going to just be a little short sort of workshop today. There's a few things that I want to touch on. I've got a list of them so that I don't miss any, but a lot of these probably are things. This has popped up at perfect time. Okay, so I'm sorry to hear that, babe. Hi Gail, hi Lisa. So a lot of these things that I'm going to talk about are really natural and holistic based ways to. Hi Nicole, hi Laura. They're really natural and holistic ways to try and manage your symptoms of low mood and stress. Now, at any time in our lives, we will probably experience these sensations. Obviously, during the current situation that we're in, you may find that these sort of feelings are exasperated quite a lot, and that's completely normal. There's so many people at the moment who are experiencing these things. But I just wanted to share with you a few quick and easy things that you can do that, one, don't cost you really very much money at all, but also a really sort of not invasive way. I know there's a lot of people that have their own sort of take on taking tablets and things like that. Now, sometimes obviously they are the option, you know, they do get the job done. However, a lot of people do want to naturally support their mental well-being as well, and you know, tablets and chemicals aren't always suitable for everyone, but that's a whole different ball game. So I'm just going to talk through a few different things. You might have heard some of these before, some of it might be new to you, some of it might not be, but the first thing I wanted to share with you is about zinc. So zinc as a nutrient is really linked to our learning and our behaviours. And it's quite often found that people who are suffering with low mood and depression tend to have a lower level of zinc in their body. Now, zinc can be found in foods like meat, shellfish and nuts, as well as lots of other different foods as well. So it's a really key thing to maybe have a little look at your diet and what your food contains in that sense. If not, obviously you can take supplements of these things, but zinc is a really, really key nutrient, and it's all kind of forgotten about a lot of the time as well. So like I said, it's really it's linked to our mental behaviours and our ability to learn and be focused and retain information as well. So it's a really key one if you're finding that you're sort of kind of going into that stressy, hazy fog sometimes. So have a look at your diet, see where you can introduce a bit more zinc, and have a little read up online about it as well, and see if there's anything you can do adding foods into your diet. If it's not food directly, then having a look at certain supplements that are out there too. Another supplement that I highly rave about to a lot of my clients is St. John's wort. Now, some of you may have heard of that before, and also with any of these things, obviously speak to your doctor. Not everything does suit everyone, but St. John's wort has been closely linked to helping boost the serotonin in our bodies. Now, serotonin is all about the feel-good, happy hormone that we all love and talk about and we want plenty of in our lives. But again, as the same along with zinc, some people will find that if they have blood tests, this, that and the other, and the chemicals checked and things like that, that the serotonin will be the level that is really lacking. So St. John's wort is a natural way to help boost our serotonin as well. And a lot of actual chemical antidepressants work on boosting the serotonin. So this is a more natural, non-chemical based way of doing so. Now, by no means am I suggesting that you come off all your medication that you're on and you try these things. That's not what I'm saying. These are things to talk through either with your doctor, your physician, etc. But they're just some natural ways to kind of maybe support your mental well-being at this time. Another thing is, this may sound really quite an obvious thing, but at the same time it's something we forget to do. If you're finding yourself in a stressful situation, if you can take yourself away from it from just 10 minutes, if there's an argument happening or there's a tense atmosphere for some reason. So I know it's not so easy at the moment because we can't just go wherever we want. But if you take yourself either outside or take yourself to a different room just for 10 minutes and do a sort of grounding exercise. Now, when I say grounding, I literally mean if you're sat down or if you're stood in the garden, ideally with your bare feet on the ground, it's a great way for you to connect to the Earth's energies. Now, the Earth's energies are, give off negative ions, which kind of help balance our extra positive ions that we pick up from so many different things around our houses and around other people as well. So by connecting to the Earth's energies and keeping your feet flat on the ground for about, I mean, ideally, if you can do it for 20 minutes a day, it has some really phenomenal results. There's a book called Earthing, which is really great. It's very long, but it gets to the gist of what this grounding and earthing exercise does. So for sitting or standing with your feet bare on the ground, on the grass ideally, doing some deep breathing exercises and really visualise roots coming out of your feet into your ground and really anchoring you to the ground. It gives you that sense of support. It gives you that sense of being anchored to something, and that you don't kind of then float off and get lost in your thoughts. Then you can go back to that situation, revisit it, and you may find that you're able to make a more informed, more confident decision as well. So grounding is a really great thing to do if you're feeling particularly stressed, especially. The other thing I was going to say, at the moment, grounding in the sunshine is an ideal opportunity. Vitamin D, boosting those happy hormones. Obviously, you know, don't be basking in it too much because you might end up getting a little bit toasty out there. But getting that sunshine on your skin, it's amazing the difference it can make to go for a walk and get that fresh air. And I am sure probably 50%, if more, of you who are watching at the moment have probably found when there's days where you're feeling quite sluggish, unmotivated and really low mood or stressed at this time, when you've been for your allotted once a day walk as it used to be, that you actually found that did lift your spirits quite a lot. So like getting outside in that sunshine, that fresh air is really, really a key thing at the moment. Like I said, do it safely, because obviously we have got quite strong sunshine going on at the moment. Another thing that I'm going to suggest to you all, that actually, because it kind of ties in quite nicely, because I'm going to do a short workshop tonight. The NHS website has got some brilliant tools on there. And I know they've had some stuff on there for a long time regarding mental health and well-being, but I was double checking a few bits on there today, and they've got some really brilliant audio guides on there for you to listen to that can talk you down in certain situations and bring you to sort of a more mindful and focused place. And what I'm going to do after the workshop, probably a little bit later this evening, is in the files section. So when you come onto this page, you'll see that there's like the big picture at the top where it says Flourish with Marie. Underneath there's little tabs that say announcements, events, etc. There's one that says files. So in there I'm going to upload a file which will have a load of links to different websites and different places where you can find all this information. So I'm going to link on there for you the NHS certain pages, because they've got some great audio guides and some great links to some apps that are really good for if you're not able to physically go and get help at the moment. If you're suffering with low mood and stress, there's some great videos on there that may help you at least at that time when you're suffering, maybe with an anxious moment or a stressful moment, may be able to make you feel like you're managing it and in control of it a little bit better. So I'm going to put some of those links in the files section later for you. Another thing that I wanted to mention is essential oils. Now you probably all know that I bang on about essential oils and things like that a lot. And I know it's very easy for me to say because I've obviously got essential oils and I can just whack a few things together and there we go. The thing is with essential oils, you know, you do have to blend them in the right way because some of them obviously can cause reactions, etc. Now there is a fantastic website called tisserand.com, and again I will put the link for this in the files section. And Tisserand was one of the major movement pioneers of aromatherapy a long time ago, and they produce some exquisite and really high quality essential oil blends. And these essential oil blends you will find on their website, they can literally target everything. So they have specific ones for helping boost your mood and your motivation. They have certain ones for helping when you're feeling particularly stressed and anxious too. So I'm going to link some of the really good ones that they've got. Some like pulse point oils, which are great for just rubbing on your pulse points, behind your ears, on your wrists. They've got things like pillow sprays, again, which are obviously great for the sleeping side of things. Because obviously low mood or stress can really affect our sleep cycle too. So sometimes people who are suffering with depression or low mood, will find that they may sleep a lot longer and a lot deeper, or quite the extreme, it's almost like they can't switch off. And equally the same with stress as well. Any of the stresses in our life will affect our balance with our circadian rhythms, and that will cause us to have very sort of exaggerated bouts of energy as well. So Tisserand is a really fantastic website because it's not only got great products, but it's really got some fantastic information and articles on there. So like I said, I'm going to link in some of the really great products that they've got on there, and honestly, I really highly recommend them. It saves you going out and probably buying a load of different oils and mixing it. Now, you can do that. However, as aromatherapists are trained as an aromatherapist for a reason. Some of these oils can be obviously quite dangerous. So any of what I'm saying to you, you do need to check the contraindications, see if you're allergic to anything, check with your doctor about certain things too. But the Tisserand website, I cannot rate highly enough. It's got so much great information on there. So that's one that I really think we should all sort of take a look at as well. And so the other love of my life, as many of you know, are crystals. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about certain crystals that can help support low mood and stress too. So crystals can be used in many other ways, and that will be a whole other workshop course, something at a bit later date. You literally hold them, sit with them, feel their energy in a quiet space, and see what changes happen. You can sit and hold them and work in meditation. You can sleep with them under your pillow. You can carry them around with you all day. There are many ways. You can put them in glasses of water, only some of them, to charge your water. But there are lots of different crystals for lots of different issues. So I've got 3 for each issue that I'd like to share with you. So for energy boosting and supporting your mood, anything that really wants to get you motivated is carnelian. So carnelian is, I don't know how I thought I was going to hold that up then. Get a grip, Ray, literally. So these orange babies, don't look at the nails, don't look at the nails, look around the nails, not at the nails. So these little balls of orange fire are carnelian. These are like a little fireworks up your bum. Don't put them up your bum. These are fireworks for boosting your energy, okay? They will get you focused, get you driven, and they will push you to chase your goals and dreams. So when you're feeling of low mood, particularly your motivation for anything, for getting out of bed, for brushing your teeth, anything, for even opening your eyes that day. For some people, that can be the hardest thing. And when you're in that place, it can be really, really blinking dark, and that's an understatement, because I imagine a lot of you probably have experienced this in your life. But I find that even if you can hold on to the faith and hope of something, whether it be crystals, oils, or your own sort of fire inside, then that is a great way to just bring yourself back out of it. It's so easier said than done as well, but I find that focusing my attention when I'm having a day where it's a little bit crazy, because we all do, let's not deny it, I find that sitting with a particular crystal that I'm drawn to, or one to support that issue, either meditating or just doing some deep breaths with it, can really make a difference. So for boosting your energy, supporting your mood, I really highly recommend some carnelian. They also connect with your sacral chakra, which is where your sort of passion and drive comes from as well. And then we've got beautiful, beautiful citrine. I like to show her off a bit because she's a little bit nice, but I don't know if you can see. She's got a rainbow in there somewhere. Citrine relates to our solar plexus chakra too. So that's the one up from your sacral. So that is kind of like where our emotional energy is as well. And then selenite. And you all know how I love me some selenite. Selenite is great for boosting your mood, purely because It's a real good clarity bringer, and it brings a lot of focus as well. So if it's a day where you know you've got to get your shit into gear and get moving with things, selenite, carnelian and citrine, put one in your pocket, one in your bra, one on your work surface, and go get them, kids, because that's your little powerhouse right there, okay? And then if it's a point where you are feeling sort of stressed and anxious, we've got what I'd call more of the softer crystals, in the sense that the energy is very different with these. So as you all know, and I've probably mentioned this crystal about 20 million times on every video I've done, because I love her, very attached, the beautiful celestite. And I can never get this light right so you can see the lovely colour of her. That's not going to be right, is it? Oh no, I lie, it might be. So you can see she's like a very pastel blue. Celestite is a blinking beauty for calming stress and anxiety. It's also to do with celestial angelic realms, and it will really take you into a calm meditative state. So grab yourself some celestite. Blue calcite is my other firm favourite as well. So you can see they're very much alike in colour actually, but you can see the opacity of them is very different. You can't probably see because I don't know how to work a camera properly. So the calcite has almost got that sort of translucent hue, but then blue calcite is very opaque. It almost looks a bit like plasticine, if that's a bit random, but it does. Blue calcite is very good for helping with your sleep issues, very good for dream work. It's very good for lifting your mood, but in a very gentle way. It's not going to come in like, bam, here I am, a piece of citrine firing you right up. This is going to be like a gentle nudge to lift in your mood, which when lift is for taking the stress away. When you're feeling stressed and anxious, the worst thing that can happen is probably somebody come full pelt at you with a million different things to try, do this, and hammer it at you because it's too much. It's just far too much. And what happens when you're suffering with stress and anxiety, you then close off from it and you don't accept it. So blue calcite is your best friend for helping you just take a gentle nudge of nudge of encouragement. And then the other one for any sort of stressful and anxious moment that I love, I think the world loves, well, is rose quartz. Now, there she is. Oh, don't look at the nails. Do not look at, let's go there because that hand's not too bad. You might be able to, oh, don't look at the dermatitis. Oh, crikey, it's all going on. So rose quartz relates to your heart chakra. It brings in some good self-love vibes, and because when you're feeling anxious or stressed, you tend to feel really super negative on yourself. You're not no good for anything, you can't achieve anything, everything you do is wrong, nothing is as good as you want it to be. You can't possibly think about that situation because it brings too much stress into your life. Rose quartz is like a nurturing, helping hand of a hug, if that's even a term. It's very much a stone of comfort and compassion. So when those emotions are getting too much and it really is a time where you feel like going within, grab yourself some rose quartz, sit with it, do some deep breathing with it, have it by your bedside at night as well, because obviously when you're suffering with things like low mood and stress, like I said, your sleep becomes affected, but also so does your dreams. You particularly can have night terrors, you can have nightmares, you know, people start talking in their sleep and all sorts of things. So your ideal combat when you're feeling stressed and anxious, your rose quartz, blue calcite and your celestite. That's your club masters right there for the stressful and anxious moments. There is a million other crystals and oils and things that I could tell you about, but I don't, you know, it's very easy for me to go here, like I've just said, here's all about 50 million things you can try, and then you'll be like, well, no. So I just wanted to give you a few quick and easy things. I'm going to put some of the notes for this in the files section, like I said, and some of the links to the websites and places where you can purchase quality versions of all of these things that I've mentioned. But I just want you all to know that one of the best things you can do when you're feeling any of these sort of emotions and feelings is talking, and I know that's easier said than done. Again, I know it is. I really know that when you are deep in the depths of those feelings, reaching out and talking and saying, look, hey, I feel like this, or not even talking about the feelings, just talking generally, can be really blinking hard. But it's all about baby steps. Just making that initial contact with someone can really be the stepping stone to you at least being a little bit more open about how you're feeling, and maybe then taking on board some support from other people or other organisations. It's a crazy world out there right now. However, we have all got to learn to support each other, and hopefully with these workshops I've been able to give you guys something that's really tangible and useful to maybe put into your own lives or to suggest to other people. So I hope you have found this really interesting. And it's just a short quick one tonight, but I'm aware that we do need to go outside for 8 o'clock for the NHS clap, obviously. And tomorrow, if you would like, you are more than welcome to join my New Moon in Gemini workshop. I believe that's 7:30 as well. I shall send out some emails and put some more information on screen for that as well. And then next week we have a workshop for essential oils for self-love and confidence, I believe. So if you'd like to join them, message me. If you don't know what I'm on about, message me and I'll explain them to you. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Take a look at the file section later on. It might not be tonight, it might be in the morning. I will put up all the information that I've used. I'm a strong Gemini. Thanks, Mary. Been luscious, lots of love. Oh, thank you, Sam. I shall see you tomorrow evening, I think, Sam. Thank you, Gail. Thank you for coming, darling. So yeah, I hope that's been of some use to you. I know some of probably what I warble on about might seem a little bit crazy and eccentric, and some of it you might think, well, that's obvious, Marie. But not to everybody it isn't. So I'm hoping that I can just share a few insightful bits. So thank you for joining. I hope that's been a little interlude of helpfulness for you. And I shall see you all tomorrow for the next workshop. Bye, guys. Thank you.